Hi, what up everyone? This LeetCode 151, reverse words in a string. In this challenge we are given an input string s and we are to reverse the order of the words. A word is defined as a sequence of non-space characters. The words in s will be separated by at least one space. Return a string of the words in reverse order concatenated by a single space. Note that s may contain leading or trailing spaces or multiple spaces between two words. The returned string should have only a single space separating the words. Do not include any extra spaces. So in this case, let's say we had the example, the sky is blue. What we're looking to do is basically reverse these words in their order. So in this case, we'd have blue is sky the. However, let's say we had, in this case, let's say the sky, but in between the sky there's a big space. So there's this, the sky is blue. Well, in this case, what we're looking to do is get rid of this space so that we have only an acceptable amount of space. So that when we return this still only returns blue is sky the, right? There's no additional extra space. There's just this same acceptable single space here. So in terms of how we're going to do this, it's pretty simple, I think, right? So first we want to trim our white space. So we want to make sure that there is no additional space between the words. So first we'll trim. Second, we'll then split the white space. So we want to split our words based on the spaces in between them, right? That's going to be our deciding factor for what's a word and what's not. And then we're going to use string builder to reverse our words, and we're going to return our result reversed, and that way we end up with a result for this challenge, right? So if we want to get into the code, let's see, where's my code editor? Cool. So for this, we want to start by, so we want to trim the input string to remove the leading and trailing spaces, right? So we're going to s.trim. So we're going to restate what's in this string, which is we're going to trim all the leading and trailing spaces. Next, we now want to split the string by spaces, and so we're going to do string and then words, so we'll call it words, and then we're going to do s.split, and that should do it. So next we want to use string builder to efficiently build our string. So we're going to use string builder reversed equals new string builder. So this is what we're going to call our string builder, reversed. And so now we just want to loop through our words, right? So we're going to do a traditional for loop, which states that for int I is words.length, right? And we're going to be starting from the back of our string words. And so hence why we've used this words.length. We want to start at the back and then append them to the front of our new string, right? So hence we start with words.length -1. Now we want I is greater than or equal to 0, and we want to decrement by 1 every loop. So then here we're going to use reversed, dot append words I. Oops, that's not that. Words I. Right, so this is, as we go through this, we're going to append our words. And then we're going to use an if statement that states that if I is less than 0, greater than 0, sorry, then we're going to reversed dot append a space. Right, this way we can add our space in between our words, right? And then that should be everything, because all we have to do now is return reversed. So we're going to return our string builder to string, and that should give us our result. So if I run this and I open this up for you, I have messed up something here. S.split. So we need to include an argument. This is something I should have touched on earlier. We need to include an argument which will it will handle. So in this case, we have to include an argument. So I'm going to include an argument which will handle any spaces, any additional spaces between the words, right? So in this case, I'll add this // s plus, and that will handle our s.split. I forgot that we need to include that. But it's a good note in the end that I suppose to include that this is necessary. Even if we've already trimmed, it's still necessary just to mention an argument here. And in this case, this argument doesn't, well, it may not do anything. It needs to be mentioned. Anyway, in the end, I think a pretty understandable solution. I don't think it's particularly complex. And okay, it's not the greatest in runtime, it's not the greatest in memory, but overall, it's better than average. Anyway, I hope that helps. Please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you don't understand.